C10 Demonio Dinaja Abarera Legos Ram Ori Banish 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 C10 Demonio Dinaja Abarera Legos
Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Satan and Coffee. Um, so the scheduling has been rather inconsistent. I completely forgot about Satan and Coffee yesterday. Woke up at 7:30 in the morning. Was like, well, shit. Missed an episode, but so it looks like this week is going to be uh, the same as last. So Wednesday and Friday, because I don't want to do two episodes back to back. We will eventually get the Tuesday and Thursdays down. That will happen. I just need to start getting up earlier, is all. But here we are, and we are beginning. Yeah. So, as we always begin, hail Satan, hail Lilith, hail Lucifer, hail Pyman, hail Baphomet, hail thyself. We reject the Trinity, we reject the baptism of John, and we reject the baptism of the Spirit. Just to, piss people off. All right. So, and as it has been every morning so far, no camera. Eventually the camera will be on. Just not now. So today's episode is entitled Sacred Hunger. Okay. And so we're talking about kind of what we're looking at is this morning, sacred hunger. What is sacred hunger? It is your desire, your want, your internalized need, right, for more. Right? So to start out, hunger is not a sin, it's a signal. It's your mind, your body, your spirit telling you that you need something. You need more of something, right? We notice and we can see in the body itself that when we're lacking a vitamin or a mineral or something of that nature, our body is very intelligent in the sense that it understands where we derive those vitamins and minerals from, and we begin to get a strange craving for the thing that has that particular vitamin or mineral in it. So much so, we've seen documented casing of pregnant women wanting to eat clay because of the need for iron, and because of the amount of iron that is in clay in the earth, because of its red color. Hopefully, there are no pregnant women out there eating clay, because I don't think that that's going to fit the bill. But we've seen those cravings, right? The left-hand path doesn't suppress desire; it consecrates it. Right? A starving artist leaves a safe job to pursue tattooing full time. The burn for creative liberation leads to mastery. Right? So here we're talking about more of an internal kind of craving of wanting more for yourself. Right? There's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself. Though the Judeo-Christian right would have you believe that wanting beyond what you currently have is being ungrateful. And I've always found that ideal rather twisted, because how is it wrong to want more? Right? Like as you grow and you develop and you learn and you go to school and you do these things, you're taught to want and desire something good for your life. You're taught to want the family, want the dog, want the house, want the picket fence. What is wrong is, upon obtaining these things that you so desire in your life, whatever they may be, I don't see the wrong in wanting more. I don't see the wrong in being appreciative and grateful for what you have, but not being comfortable. Because once you're comfortable, you become stagnant. Once you're stagnant, stagnation is death. It's the beginning of your death. It's when you begin to die. Right? You no longer feel hunger for anything. Right? You feel safe and you feel secure, and there's nothing left for the body to do. So that hunger for more, that desire, that drive, that desire to keep things going, that's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us young as we go through life, is wanting to build on top of the foundations that we've created, right? For myself, I have a decent job. I live in a nice area, in a nice house, beautiful wife, going to have another child. You know, everything is seemingly good. Does that mean that I'm satisfied with where I am? I'm grateful for where I am. I'm thankful for the things that I have. Does that mean that I don't want more from my life? Of course not. Of course I want more. There's definitely significantly more that I want from my life. And particularly in the sense of when you do have that family, when you do have people that depend on you, you know, there is inevitably going to be a desire to build on top of that. And there should be. I would be worried if there wasn't. Right? So the wound you keep touching isn't meant to be healed. It's meant to be followed. What are you willing to risk for your fire? So what does that mean that the wound you keep touching isn't meant to be healed? It's meant to be followed. So one of the things that, you know, keep us kind of going in life overall is our trauma, our pain, our hurt, right? Those things kind of become very active aspects of what pushes us forward, what propels us in a particular direction. Now, sometimes some healing is necessary because sometimes the directions that we get propelled into aren't necessarily the healthiest. But then at the same time, those experiences that aren't the healthiest experiences, if we're capable of seeing past them and understanding the toxic nature of those experiences and are willing to assimilate them and move past them, become a learning experience, and we grow again beyond that point. And so does our hunger for more, right? We can try something and say, okay, this didn't work. This didn't do what I wanted it to, but I still want more. What else can I do for this? Right? So the hunger that you feel inside of yourself, the desire, the drive, the want, it kind of reveals the shape of your God. When I say your God, I'm talking about yourself, that the self-deification, right? This lust, fame, power, legacy, love, the thing that haunts you reveals your direction, right? Your unconscious desires pull you toward individuation. We need to listen to and realize our unconscious desires. Now, some might mistake that and say unconscious desire being a desire you have that you might find morally apprehensible, right? It's not a call to be immoral. It's not a call to be evil. It's not a call to just do whatever you want. Consequences be damned. And I think that this is kind of like this is the issue that when we talk about these things, especially when we talk about the left-hand path, where people get confused, right? You might get really pissed off at your boss, at your job, and want to smash your boss's face in or throw him out a window. You might really want to do that. You might be sitting in the office this morning, listening to this podcast, seething with anger, and just want to curb stomp your boss. It's an, it's an unconscious desire, right? Does that mean you should do it? No, it doesn't. And logic tells us that we shouldn't. Because logically, we know that, at least in terms of self-interest, it would be the most contrary thing to do to our own survival. Because it inevitably means that whatever plans you had for tomorrow are ending. Because you're going to go to prison. Now, some of the consequences for our actions might not be so overt. Some of the consequences for our actions, we might not even see them. We might be looking at certain actions that we have a desire to do that in the moment seemingly might not have any consequences that we can overtly see, that we can see directly in front of our face. But these actions still inevitably have consequences and negative effects against us, and we need to weigh our decisions based on our own survival, based on what is ultimately the best choice for us to make for ourselves. And sometimes we have to take into consideration our mental health, our spiritual health, our physical health, the risks, the unnecessary risks that we're putting ourselves in to accommodate these unconscious desires. It's to understand the limits. And one of the most powerful things we constantly talk about, or at least I constantly talk about, discipline in the left-hand path. Discipline is control, people. That's discipline. It can be broken down into a very simple phrasing, is that the difference between an amateur and a professional is the professional shows up when they don't want to. An amateur only does it when it feels good, but a professional will do what it is that they need to do regardless of whether or not they actually want to do it that day. That's discipline. That is professionalism. And in life, decisions and choices that you make must be disciplined decisions and choices. You need to show up for yourself even when you don't want to. When you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do the thing that you need to be doing, well, at the end of the day, does it really matter if you want to do it or not? In the long term, through the lessons of discipline, we know that doing that thing, getting up, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, eating your breakfast and dragging your ass to work even though you don't want to, in the long term, is what is best for you. Unless, of course, you have something else that you're going to put your time and energy into. Hence the example that I provided of a starving artist quitting their job and going full time to chase their dream, knowing their own capability, knowing their own ability, knowing that they'll be able to come out on the other side of what it is that they're trying to do. So, discipline. So, unconscious desire to find your own individualism, to open up the path to self-deification, is not an open invitation for self-destructive behavior. You just need to be very clear with that, right? Indulgence doesn't mean self-destructive behavior. So, an example here, someone obsessed with wealth may actually be hungry for recognition, safety, or the power to protect their bloodline. It's not greed, it's primal security. It's understanding where these hungers come from, right? So you might have in your head, you might be obsessed with money. But that obsession with money, where does that come from? Money's a tool. What's a tool for? Well, safety, power, and protection. For security, as far as recognition is concerned, we all want to be recognized. We all want to be seen. Maybe that comes from a deep-seated family trauma, not being seen or not being felt seen as a child, or heard or understood. It's important to see where and why these desires come forth inside of us. What is exactly that we're looking for? Ask the whys, not just the whats. So, Christian asceticism says deny the flesh. The adversary says anoint it. And again, we're talking about in the idea here of intentional communion, right? This idea of indulgence is intentional indulgence, controlled. It's not binging, rather savoring with elevated presence. To practice this, grab something that you enjoy to eat, you enjoy eating, something that is your favorite thing, your favorite little treat to give yourself. In this example, we'll talk about a strawberry. A lot of people like strawberries, and it's aphrodisiac, so there you go. That you can add that to it. But let's say that the strawberry is your favorite thing to indulge in. And when you would normally eat strawberries, you would eat them one after another, an abundant amount. Well, let's change that up. Let's just grab one single strawberry. And let's sit down, get comfortable, in silence, no music, no TV, no distractions, just you and the strawberry. Be fully present, like almost meditate on the reality of your presence on the sofa with the strawberry in hand. Kind of visually take in the strawberry and the anticipation of eating this sweet treat that you so adore. And slowly begin to consume the strawberry while being fully present in the action. And let the body speak to you in waves. Feel everything that happens as you eat the strawberry, bite by bite. And we're not taking massive bites. We're not shoving the whole thing in our mouth. Small bites. And chew and enjoy each taste, each sensation going through your body. What's the emotional pulse? What memories come to you? This is true indulgence. It's not gluttony. It's truly understanding the definition of what indulgence is. When we think of indulgence, we think of abundance and we think of gluttony because we've always been told no. But in this case, it's allowing yourself to be connected with something that you enjoy on a different level. And this ideal can be applied to many other things. This ideal can be applied to your relationships with people, quality over quantity. Indulgence is allowing yourself to be present in the moment with something you love. Not having an entire bushel of strawberries and eating the entire thing in one sitting. Because at the end of the day, what are you truly enjoying if that's how you're consuming? You're not. You're not truly indulging. You are looking for a dopamine hit. And that goes against the ideal of discipline in the left-hand path. So, as I've been doing for most of the weekly shows, I've been providing kind of like a ritual that can be kind of thrown in. And you guys can practice almost like kind of like a homework. So, we're going to go a little bit deeper with this ideal with the strawberry. It's an indulgence meditation. So you're going to choose a food, a scent, or an object of touch, something that you can physically have in your hands. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to take 3 deep breaths. And in those breaths, each breath is going to be about a 7-second breath. You're going to hold it. And you're going to slowly exhale. And with this thing in your hand, whatever it might be, just the same with the strawberry, you're going to focus on the texture, the scent, the memory it triggers, the emotion behind the craving. And what you're going to look at the end of this meditation is you're going to look at, what does this hunger say about you? What does it want you to become? You're not meant to conquer hunger. You're meant to ride it into infernality. Allow your hunger to guide you. And practice true indulgence. This isn't to say that the occasional gluttonous action is a horrible thing. That maybe on occasion having a lot of something because you really like it isn't a bad thing. It's the discipline of understanding time and place and when an action is appropriate and when it isn't. And to be able to have the discipline and control to truly practice true self-indulgence. which again, for some reason, most people confuse with abundance. And that's simply not what it is. It's being able to be present in the moment and conscious of what it is that you are consuming or doing, that you are indulging in. For example, if we talk about sex as an example, a lot of people, when they have sex, their focus is the end point, the end goal. What is that? Orgasm. They focus on the orgasm and not the journey to it. True indulgence tells you, disciplined indulgence tells you, enjoy the process of getting there, because once you get there, you're done. So indulge in the moment. Be present for that moment. Enjoy the climax, but enjoy no less the process of getting there. That is the ideal behind disciplined indulgence. It's a few things that we can, apply this to. Entrepreneurs, right? Your drive to build wealth isn't greed. It's a sacred urge to create your own world. So for unfulfilled parent or partner, the ache you feel is not betrayal. It's a call to live for something deeper alongside your roles. So, with that, we come to a close for today's episode. So go, eat with fire, love with claw, want without shame. For the God you are told to worship starves in heaven, but the God you are is feasting inside your chest. With that being said, thank you everyone for coming in. Greatly appreciate it. I do apologize for, again, the inconsistency in the days here. But as always, hail thy fucking self, and we'll see you in the next one.